Hi everyone. I just want to catch up on spirituality in these changing times, and I have here Genevieve Flight to help me get to grips with how to progress in your spiritual path. Genevieve, would you like to explain a little more about the importance of becoming more spiritual?
Okay, thank you, David. I'm Genevieve Flight, and I'm a spiritual coach. I'm a life coach as well. I'm an esoteric healer, and I'm also recently became the priestess of Lunar Logos. So, in fact, there are so many things that we could be able to discuss today in relation to spirituality and what's happening around the world. So, David felt it might be good if we just have like a chat, to go into various kinds of spiritual topics which might be interesting to listeners out there or people who follow us online. So, and as you can see, so many things has really been going on, and sometimes many people feel confused as regards where did they start from, or how they could actually progress in terms of their spiritual growth. And the most important thing I would say that you have to bear in mind that in everything you are doing, first and foremost is that at this moment you have to be able to understand that you need to ask yourself these three questions. So one is, who am I? The second one is, why am I here? And the third one is, where am I going to? So, because in the process of understanding who you are, you'll be able to understand why are you here in the first place and where are you going to after here. Because without understanding that, you wouldn't really be able to understand exactly what's going on or what brought you here on earth in the first place. As you all are very much aware, we live in a very diverse, conscious, universe. Even though we see the sun every morning, we see the moon at night, we see all other things happening within the universe. But the point is that we are at a stage where we are transitioning towards the age of Aquarius. And that means that so many changes, so many transformations, so many revolutions, so many evolutions has to take place inwardly and outwardly to enable us all to be able to move in this direction. And I think, David, that's the area you think you wanted me to expand more on,
Yes,
in terms of how
yes.
people can
I think a lot,
understand what they can do
yeah.
to be
I
able
think,
to.
a lot of people are confused about
Yeah.
their direction,
Yes.
and you say to know yourself.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
how does one
Anyway, that's
try to know oneself?
that's the problem, because like most times we have been sort of made, the society has made us to believe that we have to focus on the outside in order to even be able to understand the inside. Meanwhile, it should have been the other way. You have to grow from the inside to be able to even find out what is on the outside. So, and this is one of the reasons why if you focus attention on understanding why are you here in the first place, because by growing from inside in that direction, then you will be able to understand what else you need to know or what else you need to do in order to be able to open up the channel towards your spiritual growth. Just like, take for example, Christians that use the Bible and believe in the Bible and believe in Christ and all that. So there's a portion in the Bible that says the kingdom of God lives within. So you cannot find it on the outside, it lives within. That means you have to activate the inside first. To activate the kingdom of the God inside first, you obviously have to do certain things. And this will come into the point that you cannot do this if you haven't yet opened your third eye. And you cannot do this as well if you don't change some old habits, some old cultures, and so many things the society has made us to believe or made us to do right from childhood that we think and we believe they are right.
So, to understand yourself, you've really got to control your thoughts, haven't you?
Obviously, because the subconscious mind.
Try to understand your subconscious mind.
Yes, yes.
And then that can give you an inkling of why you're here.
Obviously.
Because what you're good at, presumably, is why you're here.
Yes, because the mind is the most powerful machine in our body system, in the sense that the subconscious mind controls everything we do, but we think it's the conscious controlling it. So the subconscious mind is like a gigantic computer, a very big computer with lots of program softwares. Do you get it? So that's what it feels like. It's like roots of a tree that you don't see, but without the roots, obviously the tree is not going to stand. So that's the same way you're going to look at it. So without you, first of all, mastering your mind, because you've already embedded into your subconscious mind so many habits which you even brought from your previous lives. Because that's another thing. Many people don't believe in all these things, but when you begin to grow spiritually, you will understand the influence of your past lives and what connects it to present. So that's also the link you have when you're talking about who am I. Because without understanding all the issues, all the problems, all the karmas, all the things that brought you did in previous lives that brought you in this present life, you might not be able to bridge the link between what you need to do now in order to be able to rectify what happened previously.
But would you say to understand yourself, going back to that first bit, you are attracted to certain situations, people, and areas, and that presumably is your inner self telling you that this is relevant, these things are relevant, focus on them.
Yeah, obviously. Most times many people will feel confused, especially in the initial time when they're growing. Do you get it? So because you are here to learn so many lessons. Do you get it? So if we are here to learn so many lessons, you may not necessarily have the most favorable of the lessons to learn. So you might have some hard, difficult lessons to learn, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that you are not supposed to learn those lessons. So take, for example, somebody that is born in an environment where maybe there's something that maybe they hated living with others. Let's just take that way as an example. And now they have come into this life. Part of their journey is how to understand communal living, or how to understand helping others, being kind to other people. Do you get what I mean? So in that sense now, it's like a lesson you are trying to learn is how to, rather than just focusing on yourself,
So
as an example, how you can open up to others, because it's a lesson you need to learn. Because by doing that, you sort of bring in harmony, bring in deeper understanding, bring in love. Because ultimate of everything in this life is about love. So love as regards, do you love others just as you love yourself? Because without doing that, you won't be able to actually embrace everything the universe has to offer. Because you have to appreciate everyone, no matter, even if you don't like them, or even if you think you have nothing in common with them, but you need to be able to appreciate the nature of the universe. Because we are...
That brings up a subject that I just want to express. It seems to be stuck in my throat.
Okay.
Is so whatever situation you're in or thrown into when you're born, you've got to accept it. You've got to accept it and learn the lessons which have brought you there, and then once you've learned them, then you'll be moved on to another level.
Okay, I think...
Does that make sense?
Yeah, in connection to that is the point that many of us are like very ignorant.
Well,
So
we're trying to escape. We're trying to escape from our mental...
Yes, is easiest, because anyway, just like now, at this present moment, it's not the same with last 10 years or last 20 or last 30 or last 40 years.
No.
So you see, as we are progressing, the more people are advancing in their mental attitude to things, in their relationship with people, in terms of how they perceive and understand things. So because we use the 5 senses, the 5 basic senses, to be able to perceive what is within our environment. But when we actually begin to grow properly spiritually, we have to be able to now move and advance beyond the use of the 5 basic senses. Because the 5 basic senses are just for you to survive within your environment. But to be able to understand and have greater wisdom and intuition, you need to be able to unlock yourself beyond the five basic senses. So, and in doing that, because majority of us are like very ignorant, we don't know anything. So we are like ignorant before we begin to search for knowledge, and then we begin to learn, and in the process of learning, we advance towards wisdom. So this is how it is. So, but you have to open up. You have to have an open mind, first of all. So because without having the open mind, you won't be able to understand what is happening to you and the reason why that is happening to you. Take, for example, many people don't understand astrology, for example. So, but when you look at your birth chart, for example, so which has to show, like, information relating to the alignment of the universe, the planets as a whole, during the time of your birth, and even the time, the hour when you were born. So all these things is like a map of your life path. Everything, all the difficulties, all the challenges, all the obstacles, all the good things, and everything. So if to say when you were born, or let's say when every child is born, that they have this information, or they have parents that have taught them all this, you can imagine how better the world could have been
And
if
how
we
better
have this
their
knowledge.
life,
Are
how
you seeing
better
it?
their lives would have
Exactly.
been.
So, but nobody teaches things like this
No,
in
that's
school,
true.
except you are like in places. Okay, let's say like people in India, they are very keen on astrology. They practice Hinduism, but they are very keen on astrology. For example, some other Western cultures do that as well. But imagine a scenario now where somebody is born. Your palm, as an example, even palmistry. So it has it's symbols. It has a lot of symbols, all the lines and everything.
Yeah.
So imagine all these things changes as we grow. So it's like a movie, which we have power to edit.
Yeah.
But without having the knowledge that you can edit this movie, then it means everything goes.
Yeah.
But if, for example, now I know, okay, tomorrow, take for example, anyway, we use it as weather because everything is happening now. There's nothing like future in real sense. Time is non-existent. It's just a human construct. Okay, so everything is happening now. Otherwise, how would the weatherman know that it's gonna rain tomorrow or sun is gonna come tomorrow? Because it's already in existence. It's just passing by. So that's the same way with our life. So if I know it's gonna rain tomorrow, I want to go out, and I didn't intend to take an umbrella, but because I'm now aware that it's gonna rain tomorrow, then I take umbrella, or I decide to not go out at the time I know I don't want the rain to beat me. Then it's like I'm editing the movie.
Yeah.
Where I want to play influence in it. So that's the
Yeah.
same way with who am I when we come into this life. Are you seeing it? So because in the process of understanding the challenges, you are able to know how can you strengthen your path, how can you remove some obstacles,
Yes.
or how can I do something differently. But the problem is the ignorance.
And not
Which we
not
are born with.
realizing that we
Exactly.
can do these
Exactly.
things.
So the ignorance
So
and
what's
lack of that
going to help
knowledge.
us? What's going to help us realize and experiment and exercise this skill? What's going to help us grow?
Obviously, it's still the same thing as understanding the power of your mind, because the first and foremost is you cannot learn anything without having an open mind. So many of us have a lot of limiting beliefs, which we use as a stumbling block from opening up our energy system to understanding the dynamics of the environment. So without you removing that is like a stumbling block. So without you removing it, you won't be able to advance forward. So
Yeah.
first and foremost is you have to have an open mind and willingness to learn.
Yeah.
So don't limit yourself to, oh, I'm just a Christian, or Hindus are going to hell, or pagans are going to hell, or Muslims are going to hell, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or this kind of religion, because all these things are limited. They're marks of divisions, if I have to explain it that way. Politics, all these things are there to divide people against each other. So that's the basic fact. But when you now begin to grow spiritual, that's when you now begin to understand that without you breaking outside these limiting beliefs,
Yeah.
you won't you won't really be able to understand the nature of the universe. Take for example the sun.
Yeah.
The sun shines on everyone, whether you're a criminal, whether you're a good person, whether you're a bad person, it shines on everyone. And in the process of doing that, it's not selecting, I'm not going to shine on this person because this person is a sinner or a bad person. So that's the nature of God, you know. So God works in that way. And if we are looking towards getting to God, you have to be like God as well. You can't see God without at least improving to be like Him.
So you've got to be open-minded and accept everything that is. And what are some good kickstarts in helping us do that, to progress?
Yeah, obviously that's open mind, because it's by having that open mind that you will be able to now open yourself up for higher knowledge, for higher wisdom, for deeper understanding, for growing from the inside.
What else?
Then,
what else is there?
Then you look at some of the habits that you do, you know. So take for example our eating habits, you know. We believe we have to eat all these poisons we buy in the shops in order to be able to feed hunger and all those things. But in reality, is all those poisons are what is blocking us up. You know, it's blocking our system. Yes, it's blocking. Yes, it's blocking our system up. So that's when you now look at the vibrations of, you know, vibration, frequency, and energy of things around you. You know, that's when you now begin to appreciate what is the right thing, because you cannot do everything, isn't it? You have to be able to edit the movie, just as I said. When you are making a movie, you edit, you select the best parts you want to add. So it's the same way. So when you open up your knowledge, open up yourself to that knowledge, because the kingdom of God, just as I said, lives within. And if the kingdom of God lives within, then where do you find it? You know? So then that's where you begin to look at the third eye. So because even the Bible, as an example, as well, said it, unless your eye is one, your body will not be full of light. Because without light, you are like in darkness. So but if you're able to open up the door where darkness is full, and you bring in light there, obviously the darkness disperses. You won't, because light and darkness cannot be at the same place. So one has to disperse the other. So if you are able to now connect with the kingdom of God by activating your pineal gland, because all these things, based on the foods and poisons all the things we've been eating, thinking is food. You know, the acidic foods, the animals, and all the wrong things we've been eating throughout. You know, we have grown up with.
What's a good
you know?
guideline regarding food now? Do you think?
I don't necessarily have to call it it's not. I wouldn't really call it like a guideline.
A lot of emotions are in the food that we choose.
Exactly.
So
That's
we
where
need a bit of a guide. We need some
that's
guides.
where between your mind, still mind mastery. That's why mind mastery. Because without conquering your mind, you won't be able to advance. And to do that, you have to change habits, because your thoughts become your words become your actions become your actions become what forms the universe. Because everything, all the evil, all the good in the universe is all the actions from every single one of us joined together. Do you get it? So that's when you have to understand we are co-creators. We are the ones creating the movie we are playing, going around the world. Even if we are throwing it to somebody else, this person is this cabal or this person or that one, it's just you are part of the whole thing. Because if you have opened your third eye, for example, and you have light flowing in you, why would you associate yourself with darkness? There's no reason. Because you will always keep yourself channeled towards the light rather than focusing on the darkness. Are you seeing it? So all these things are combinations. So we have all these polarities to enable us to be able to differentiate things, you know, the habits, your habits, because it's the habits. If you form habits of, let's say, every morning, take for example, somebody has to, let's say, you want to wake up at 6 o'clock every day. You have to be the one to program yourself to be doing that. Or you want to fly to Australia tomorrow, and you know your flight is at 5:30. You know you wouldn't want to miss the flight, because you know you are going on a beautiful holiday or business or something. So you will want to wake up so that you'll be at the airport before 5:30. So it's the same way. So consistency in terms of planning and obviously changing the habits, because you have to change habits from the things you used to do But it's very difficult because that's
But
where people are
not
stuck.
only that, because there's so much confusion and misinformation, to know what to change your habit to.
The point here is that we need to first of all conquer our mind, because in the process of conquering your mind and becoming the master, then you have the opportunity to be able to realign and change any other thing that is not good in your own life. And to be able to do that, you have to look from the inside. What are you pushing inside yourself? So that's where it takes us back to the food we eat, the kind of thoughts we have, the kind of limiting beliefs, the kind of culture, things we believe about, around the environment and all that. So because all these things are what make up who you are. You are what you eat, and every thought becomes, your actions, which becomes your habits, which becomes part of your subconscious mind, which you carry from one life to the other, which becomes the limiting beliefs and the things that, choose the path you head to and the path that you walk through. So it's like it aligns your future without you really realizing it. So that's why it's very, very important. So, but first of all, you have to cleanse your system. You have to cleanse your system. And cleansing your system means taking off every poisons you're eating in the name of food. It doesn't get any better than that. That's just the first and foremost thing the person has to do. You have to cleanse yourself, because in the process of cleansing yourself, you now take off all the things that give you low vibratory energy, low emotions, anger, weakness, unable to heal yourself, unable to activate the energy within you, because we already have all this power. We already have, it said the kingdom of God is already in. So it's already in. We have everything we need in.
So what are you saying then, that we should avoid heavy foods such as meats?
Anyway, I wouldn't term it heavy food, but obviously, whenever you eat heavy, you won't be able to do any other thing. It's just like rest, isn't it? So, but the thing is, to be honest with you, as we are, because at this moment now we are transitioning towards the age of Aquarius. So, age of Aquarius, we start towards the 22nd century. Though many people are still confused and they think we already did it. We are not. So, because if you have grown to that level of spirituality, you might understand that it's not something I'm going to explain deeper here. But all I have to say is that we are transitioning, because the age of Aquarius is a fixed air sign, So in astrology, it's a fixed air sign. It says what it is on the tin. Fixed. Look at the word fixed. When something is fixed, that's what it is. It doesn't meander. It is not a mutable sign, because the age of Pisces, which we are now, is mutable in the sense that there are so many changes.
All right, so what?
It embeds so many changes.
What's
So,
fixed
but when
about
a sign is fixed,
Yeah.
if it says it's about brotherhood, sisterhood, love, caring for everyone, that's just what it's gonna be. It wouldn't be love and hate. Are you seeing it? So that's why I'm trying to differentiate it. So if it says Aquarius, the nature of Aquarius is like a free spirit. It's an air sign. Air flows. You don't see it, but it flows. Everybody has to breathe the air to live. So it's the nature of it. So it's spiritual, it's cleansing, but at the same time it's fixed, in the sense that it doesn't tolerate anything that doesn't align with its nature. And in the process of doing that, that means every structure we have now that is a selfish structure has to be broken down. So that's why you see many people confused about what's happening. They don't really understand. So because without all these structures being broken down, all this mutable hatred, selfishness, me, ego is just me, about me and my family, or me and my friends. It's not the nature of Aquarius. Aquarius is about brotherhood. It's about sisterhood. It's about love. It's about unity consciousness, So it's about the fifth dimension, fifth, sixth, seventh going up, So because there are various levels of consciousness. It's from fifth upwards. So at this moment, many people haven't yet mastered their mind, So we are still locked up in the third and fourth dimensions. but those that are already growing higher, they are moving towards the fifth in their consciousness. And in the process of doing this, then we are able to understand fully that Aquarius is not going to tolerate anything that doesn't align with his nature. So that's why you have to see revolutions going on now, evolutions, spirituality, because we are in the mutable sign of the Pisces. Pisces is a water sign. The water is just adapts to anything it flows through. And water is cleansing as well. You see it? So, but the age of Aquarius as itself is fixed air sign. So, as we are raising our consciousness now, by the time we get towards the time of age of Aquarius, every selfish structure would have been destroyed. So, rather than being in a situation where people are just like, oh, I'm just acquiring this for my family, for myself, for my this. It's about what am I doing for every other person, because we are all connected. We are all linked to each other. Somebody you might think, okay, let's say born in Poland today, might have been your dad or mother in the past life, might have been your sister or uncle in previous life, might have been your child. Somebody in Australia who you think is a stranger could have been your friend in previous life. So that's why we are all connected. Could have been your wife or husband or something like that. So these are the signs, or these are the reasons that show we are all connected. So but we tend to feel anybody that is not just our immediate family at this moment, oh, they are strangers. But that is not the truth, because you have met these people, you have been with them, there's a way they connect. So, and then when you start linking it, okay, what about your brothers if they're married? If your sisters, if they're married, their families as well are also connected to you. Are you seeing the bigger picture? So that's when you now begin to look beyond. It's just about me and what I can acquire for myself, and it's about the welfare and the general well-being of everybody within the universe.
So, I mean, the two things that that your subject brings up is, how do you help to collapse these selfish structures? And
It's not you personally collapsing the selfish structures anyway. Not necessarily, not you personally collapsing, because you have to grow first. You have to unlock yourself first. Are you seeing it?
right,
so because at this moment, some people are focusing our attention on the outside, neglecting themselves, which is growing yourself first. Because if you grow yourself first now and you open your third eye, that's when you'll be able to understand that you don't need somebody to go and represent you in politics to tell you what to do, because you're already full of wisdom. If you're full of light and full of wisdom, why would somebody else go and represent you? Why would somebody else teach you something? Because you have all the knowledge within you. So are you seeing the process now?
These structures then are still there, though.
Yeah, but you are awakening. We collapse the structures. You are personal awakening from the inside. Your personal growth.
Will weaken the structure and collapse the structure.
Take for example,
just by growing
take
inside.
For example, I'm a vegan. I didn't become a vegan just like I just wanted to be. Do you get it? I ate meat for over 30 years as a person. But immediately my spiritual journey knocked, and immediately I started growing. I saw the reason why I have to stop eating meat. And immediately I stopped eating it, I saw all the gifts I was able to unlock. Gift of vision, gift of seeing things in dreams, and so many things. Gift of healing and all that. You can't properly unlock these things if you don't give up some certain things. So that's why if we grow individually, then you stop buying all these nasty tinned foods, all these poisons they put in the name of food and put in the shelves and sell to people. Because if everybody is awakened now and they don't go about going to buy all these things, why would somebody still start selling it to you? Obviously, they won't be making money from it again. It will die off. Are you seeing it? So it's just the same thing. So if one, every one of us grows and awakens, you see all the selfish structures begin to drop. All the selfish structures begin to drop.
But I'm just wondering if you feel that you might play a part in bringing down a selfish structure.
Every one of us has to play a part. Every single one of us is already playing the part. But we cannot play any greater part if we do not awaken ourselves first. And to awaken yourself you have to grow from the inside. You have to unlock the kingdom of God from the inside. There's no easy way to do it. No matter whichever path you choose in spirituality, if you haven't opened your third eye, which is the seat of your soul, which connects your body, mind, spirit, soul and spirit together, you are not going anywhere. You're just deceiving yourself. You're just like you're just like an empty vessel making the most sound. So you have to take that solitary step to unlock and activate the kingdom that is within you, because that's where all the powers lie. And by doing that, you cleanse yourself. By cleansing yourself is purifying yourself of all the poisons and toxins you eat in the name of food. Acidic foods, they keep you very low. Animal foods, they keep you very low. So you have to take, animals are not supposed to be your food. So you now look at the green foods. That's where we talk about like spirulina, because like spirulina, for example, has almost all the 144 elements our body needs. That's when you now begin to understand that what your body needs is not just protein, carbohydrate, fat, water, whatever. Your body needs 144 elements. Because water itself is hydrogen and oxygen. Your body needs these two things. That's why you're taking water. Yeah? Zinc, magnesium. Your cells cannot function without magnesium. That's when you look at which foods contain high source of magnesium. Your cells cannot function without chlorophyll. Because the chlorophyll, food that contains chlorophyll, take for example spirulina, chlorella, spinach, all these green vegetables, and all those, wheatgrass and all these, they have high concentration of energy of the sun. Because the sun in actual essence contains everything we need. And that's where we are moving anyway. As we are advancing now, more people will begin to choose that option, or move, because it's the consciousness. It's the consciousness.
One thing I just wanted to ask here is, what about cooked food? Is cooked food something you should move away from, or is it okay?
Yeah, everything is process of growth. So somebody cannot switch to something anyway if they haven't mastered the other. So because that's why I said everything still gets to being the master of your own self, because anything you cannot control, anything you can't get rid of, is in control of you. Are you seeing it? So anything you can't abandon.
Do you want to get rid of cooked food? I mean, is that something?
Personally, me, yes, that's where I'm heading to. Personally, as a person.
And what about? Do you think that's good for people to reduce their amount of cooked food?
Yes, it's good.
If they want spiritual growth.
Is good, but the thing is, somebody cannot jump to that level if they haven't strengthened the other parts. That's the point.
It's taking.
Taking
your steps.
Exactly.
Take the right steps. Because steps.
Yeah, because I can't recommend to somebody else stop eating cooked food tomorrow, because I know they won't be able to do that.
No.
So they have to start from the basic first.
Yes.
Are you seeing it?
Yeah.
And that basic means cleanse yourself. So you can find like organic apple cider vinegar with mother. Yeah, which is a very good detoxifier, because your body is already full of poison. So just look at it that way. Your body is already full of poisons, and that's why we get sick. If you are eating food filled with the energy of the sun, why would you get sick? There's no need. It's because we eat all the tin food, all the acidic foods, all the animals, all the things, because their DNA go in, DNA of all these things go in and mask. Yes, block our own DNA.
Yeah.
So it's like a coat.
Yeah.
It's like coating something. So when you coat something, you have to get rid of what's the coat on top, in order to be able to see what is underneath the coating, aren't you? So it's the same way. So you cleanse yourself. Cleansing that yourself is using things that will internally cleanse you, and at the same time as well, refusing to eat.
Getting higher vibration foods.
Exactly. By refusing to eat again.
Safely.
Yes, that's why we talk about the safest being the green energy foods, because fruits, vegetables, leafy greens, chlorophyll-filled food, because they are the ones that have the highest vibration. Are you seeing it? So apart from them, every other, look at the colors of the chakras. So we talk about the chakra energies as well. The root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plexus, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the pineal gland, the third eye chakra, and the crown chakra. So all these things have colors: red, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So look at foods that have these colors, because without unlocking
So
the
they,
root
they
chakra,
are a key to
yes,
the
they're,
colour.
they're key
the
as well.
colour
The
and
colors,
the energy.
yeah, the energy. So because where you are, it's sort of all these energies. They have all these colors have significance when we are growing spiritually. So you have to look at how you can unlock. So when you begin to grow spiritually, you have to unlock the root chakra, because the root is your base, isn't it? So you have to unlock it to be able to unlock others. But at the same time, the root, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus, they are still lower chakras, because the heart is like the center, is the midpoint in a way. So you can't unlock the heart without unlocking the others. So you have to align what kind of things you eat or do that can raise the vibration of those chakras in order to help you to unlock, to see others. Because each one has its own significance. So when you understand all these things deeper, then you understand the importance of the connections and the importance of everything as all these things, how they relate to one another. Yeah. So look at the green foods. They are very, very important. So if you can get them, form a habit, change habit of eating them first thing every morning. And once you are able to do this within the first week, because the most difficult time is the first week. If you're able to change this, like spirulina, you can take like half teaspoon every morning, mix it with water, 1 glass full of water, drink it. That's all you need for breakfast. You can, if you're still hungry, you can have like salad leaves. Various kinds of salad leaves. Rockets, lettuce, cucumber, all these vegetables, kale, and all the rest of them. If you're still hungry, go for the fruits. You can buy all these things, so you don't need to eat any other thing. So, but you have to change these habits, and without changing them, you're not gonna make any headway. So it's important you realize how to change all these things. And if you can change them, pass through the first week. Once you pass through the first week, you will now realize your body begins to change. You feel lighter within yourself. You see the vibration. You see you don't feel too hungry again. And before you know it, you already have somersaulted in terms of
control
yeah,
and control of the whole body.
Yes.
And what can you look forward to in your creation of your life?
Obviously, by aligning all those things, that's when you'll be able to align your emotions, your physical self, your emotional self, your psychological self, your spiritual self. So that's when you now begin to unlock, because it's like unlocking a door, isn't it? So when you align this energy, they now remove the coating that has marked your DNA, because they will wash off all the toxins, the fluoride, and everything that has blocked our systems in order to open you up to begin to appreciate the beauty of nature and everything about the macrocosmic universe which we live in, because we are just like tiny atom, but we still have much influence within the universe. So we are the microcosm of the macrocosmic universe. So in the process of, you are like a dot, but you are very influential, that you are still very important, and everything you do aligns with the beauty of the universe. And if you can understand that, then that's when you begin to understand that the sun is not just coming out to shine, the moon is not just coming out. So you understand that there are beings, they have life, they are consciousness. Then you begin to appreciate and connect with them and understand deeper about what they do. And sun gazing is also very important, so it's good if somebody might learn that, as it will help you as well to unlock your pineal gland and begin to appreciate nature and see more as well, and unlock the centers, the energy centers fully. Thank you so much anyway, everyone, for listening to us today, and we hope we're going to have another chat another time, and we look forward to seeing you. Thank you.